I'm picking Valentine, cause on the morning line, the guy's got him figured at 5 to 9. So make it if it's 10, he wins it by a half. According to this here in the telegram. Epitaph for me, I got the horse right here.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. Along with Drew Forster, I'm Mike Heads. We're going to go through the Saturday, June 23rd races at Hastings Racecourse and hopefully get you a pile of winners, get you winning some money. Likely wet track conditions, so...
Probably. The forecast doesn't look good for this week. Hopefully next week things should be better. Of course, we have the big Canada Day card next week. Yes. Mario Gutierrez coming back into town. That should be a great day at Hastings. Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness winner.
Yeah, next week we're going Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so there won't be any Friday racing. We're going to be going
no Friday racing.
But although you can Friday. Princeton.
Princeton, yes, Princeton should be running next Friday. It's great to
June 29th,
interior racing. Support the interior racing and
day number 1 for them.
Probably be a little short in your pocket though, because I know our Friday picks have just been knocking them dead lately. So.
All right, on to the Saturday card. 8 races. First half of the double, I'll lead it off with maiden 20 granders, fillies and mares here. Field of 7 going 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 3-horse Victorious Spirit. This filly is jumping up in class a bit, but I don't know. I can't really fall in love with any of the ones that have been running a little bit higher anyway. So at least this filly's in good form. Ran into Doreen's Delight and Clarice B. Both horses have come back to run very well. Yeah. Doreen's Delight took a big jump up in class, and but still ran a decent enough race.
Just got beat a length, yeah, in that 25.
Yeah, and so Victoria's Spirit looks like might be the controlling speed in here. You know, a couple of horses like Golden Ears and Private Sally Wilson both broke slowly in their debuts, and maybe they'll be speed horses. You just can't ensure that they're going to be off the pace horses off of one start. But I do like the 3 Victoria's Spirit. I put Private Sally Wilson in for second. Pretty impressive run to be third, despite a tardy beginning. Once she figured things out, she come rolling pretty good late. And I put the 5 Mausel's Secret. Had a tough trip as well, but she's had a little bit more experience than anyone else. So I put her in the 3rd spot. I think she's the one. I can see her winning, but I just think she's the one that might have shown you her best already. Yeah. And where others might have a little bit more. So I went 3, 7, and 5.
I went with one of those horses I think is on the improve, is Private Sally Wilson. I put her on top. I thought that was a great race last time. She did just absolutely walk out of there. Yeah. Didn't have all the best of it, but made a great run at the end. Fernando Perez picks up the mount for Steve Henson. Nice little work there. The 47 flat. I think she's a horse going in the right direction, so I think a lot to like about her. I do have Victorious Spirit. Sorry, I have Maisel's Secret in the 2nd spot. A horse that dropped down to 20. She really kind of woke up, was right in the thick of things. Another effort like that puts her right there. And the 3rd spot, I have Victorious Secret. I think those are the 3. You know, I kind of was interchanging them. I changed my picks a couple of times. I ended up going with Private Sally Wilson just because I see enough upside there. So I have her. So it's 7, 5, and 3 for me. And on to the 2nd, a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, maiden optional 40. And again, as we always seem to mention these races, I've gone to the Troy Taylor horse, Prohibiting, owned by a good friend of the show, the Moj.
Moj from Team 1040. Of course, you know him as the Moj, Bob Marjanovic. Been into horse racing. Actually, you can catch the interview we did with Bob. We did it a couple weeks back, and it's still archived on YouTube as well on the Derby Bar and Grill. But he's a big fan of horse racing. He's really got the bug, which is kind of nice. And looks like he's got a pretty nice horse.
I think Bob might be in the winner's circle on Saturday around 220, about 225 maybe. Prohibiting, he's quite a big horse, and it takes him a while to get going. And those 2, 3.5 furlong races, you know, just weren't really his gig. The last one, it still looked like he was going to get there. You know, he's really making up ground at the end, but he just kind of ran out of room. So I really, 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 really like Prohibiting in the 2nd race. Sorry, Pineapple, another really good one. He ran 2nd to what may be the best 2-year-old on the ground, Bridge Jumper. Pineapple ran 2nd in his first start. He's another one, he's not going to mind the added distance. He's got a big Tomlinson for the distance, 378. Dino's starting to heat up too, so his works look really good. I like Pineapple in 2nd. And I went to Dino's other horse, another horse that was in that Bridge Jumper race, Willamette. Gets the outside draw, gets Frank Fuentes. I like Willamette for the 3rd. It's 1, 2, and 7 for me.
Yeah, I agree with the 1-horse Prohibiting. you know, he ran very well. A big son of Midnight Loot. It's not surprised you're going to get a big foal, and Midnight Loot was like 17,
big strong horse,
17-1 or something. He's a big, huge horse, and the Prohibiting's a good size as well. Seems to break well enough. You're going to have to from the rail going into 6 furlongs. Don't want to get him covered up in behind horses in this spot, but I do like Prohibiting to win it. I went to another filly. There's a couple of fillies. There's actually 4 fillies in here. One of them is the 3 horse. I want a Duster. I thought that was a decent runner-up effort to Foxy Rocket, or 3rd place run to Foxy Rocket. The runner-up horse Market Way came back to win very nicely. So I think that's a pretty live race as well. Goes on the Lasix program, series of good works. That was enough for me to put her in the 2nd spot, and I put the 2 Pineapple in for 3rd. But I think Prohibiting is the best, and one of the fillies, the 2, 3, or 7, who are all fillies, I think those will be the ones chasing the gelding Prohibiting. And but I've gone 1, 3, and 2. On to the 3rd race. Got some $7,500 older runners going a mile and a 16th. Good little race here. I've gone to the 6 horse Hornblower. I'm going to give him another shot. He had kind of battled on the pace, 3 wide, and he was the one that took the worst of it, where Kalukan Boss and others were sitting from off of it and pounced late to get big pieces of the purse, where he finished well back. But looking at the race, there's absolutely no speed in here. You got Kentucky Clipper, and that's it. I think Hornblower and Enrique Gonzalez can sit a good, comfortable 2nd, set reasonable fractions, and I think Hornblower could prove tough to run by. I put Kalukan Boss and Queechy in behind. Queechy dropping in from 17.5 down to 7,500. Ran just last Sunday actually, and so a quick turnaround for Queechy, but I put him in for 3rd. But I do like Hornblower. I just think pace scenario is going to favor him, and he might be able to turn the tables on Kalukan Boss, who's a nice, honest horse. So I went 6, 1, and 2.
I ended up going with Queechy. I think that's just too big a drop. He's been running much higher, the 17.5s. Right. He drops in now for the 7,500. That's a pretty significant drop, double drop. So I went with Queechy. McPherson and Beato have been a pretty solid duo together recently. I have Queechy on top. I do put Kalukan Boss in 2nd. He's one I wouldn't be surprised to see him win here at all.
He likes the wet track too.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to get a wet track this week, and yeah, he's win 2 times out of 7 on the wet track. So I think he's right in the thick of it. And the 3rd spot, I put a horse, Quick, who run a monster race, his first out of the box here. Come back a little bit flat, maybe ended up 4th in his last start. But I'm looking for him to rebound. Chad Hoverson takes over for Ryan Pacheco. I'm looking for him to rebound and pick up the pieces. So it's 2-1-5 for me.
All right, on to the 4th.
On to the 4th, Maiden 3,000 for 3 and up. And I've gone, talk about best bet of the day candidates, the 8 horse Wander About You. For me, just looks like a standout in here. Got beat by a pretty decent horse, Blood and Diamond, in the last one that was the heavy favorite. Everybody else has been kind of at, you know, it hasn't been showing much. A 2nd in the $5,000 level into the $3,000 level kind of stands out here. Marlo Dunn retains the call. Cindy Krasner is a trainer that is definitely due for some luck. You can look for her bar and probably start
heating up.
Yeah, start heating up, start getting into the winner's circle. So it's 8 on top for me. The 2nd spot, I put another horse. The other horse has kind of shown something in this field. The 5, Halo's Quest, of the Jim Brown barn. We talked about Gonzalez is on a really good roll right now. I have him in 2nd spot. And in 3rd spot, I put Oscar Knight. George Morgan, good friend of the Derby. Another good friend of the Derby. I put him in 3rd spot. He's going to be on the front early. I don't know if he can hold off the other 2, but maybe he hangs in there for 3rd.
Yeah, he battled with Wander About You last time and finished a little bit farther back, but maybe he can be a little more resilient on Saturday. But I like the 8 Wander About You. I'm with you on that. Good runner-up effort to Blood and Diamond. The time was excellent, 1:7. You shouldn't have to run anywhere near that fast to win for maiden 5, but he did. And it was only he ran about 1:18 and 3, and it was only good enough for 2nd money. But I think a repeat of that race gets him all the coin and gets Cindy a nice win. And I put the 3 horse Charlie T. I'm going to go at a bit of a price, shortening up off Pace Casualty twice, going long, goes on Lasix, shortens up, might be a good play. I like, taking pace, horses that have been battling on the pace, going long, and then they shorten up to 6.5. Sometimes they run some big races, and the adding Lasix certainly can't hurt it as well. Yep. Good work in 48 and change, too, obviously on the Lasix program, so that's a plus. And I put the 5 Halo's Quest in for 3rd, but the only flyer I kind of took in here was the 3 Charlie T. He might be able to surprise some people and help out the triactor payoff, but I agree with you on the 8 horse Wander About You. I went 8, 3, and 5. On to the 5th race, some $3,000 claimers. Non-winners of 2 of the year. 6.5 furlongs will be the distance. I see an absolute chaos heading into the first turn. You look at the race. The inside 6 horses, I think 5 of them are they just all demand the lead, and it's
Yeah.
going to be crowded. And I've picked this horse earlier this year, the 8 horse, Arrive, and I think he gets a dynamite setup again. I just think he got the 21-4, 45 and change, and he took advantage of it 2 starts back, and I think he's going to get a similar type pace scenario here. He might not be the best horse in the race, but I think he's going to get the trip, and I'm going to lean to the 8 horse, Arrive. I'm going to put the 3 Elasting Piece in for second. He's a cool horse. He was able to stretch his speed out to a mile and 1/16 last time, but he does shorten up to 6.5, but I respect him. And a 6 horse, Mad About Fuzz. I'm going to throw him in for third, leading rider aboard. Back to 2-turn races after trying a mile and 1/16, but maybe put him in for third. But a lot of, I don't know who's going to get the lead heading into the first turn, so I'm predicting a big pace duel, and I'm going to try the 8 horse. I went 8-3-6.
I saw the same way as you, but I went with a different horse. I went with Can't Wait Forever. Another one that's going to be closing late. I think it'll set up for him. Jeff Birmingham takes over. Jeff is a new arrival too. The red hot Jeff Birmingham. Jeff Birmingham is he was here years ago. He was in the Southern Circuit down in Louisiana, Evangeline,
Lone Star. He was in the Texas, Louisiana circuits.
Pretty salty tracks down there and always held his own. He's returned and is really starting to heat up, won the stake last week. Good guy too, really good to see Jeff doing well. So I have Can't Wait Forever on top. I have your Mad About Fuzz, another horse I didn't really know what to do with.
I had him for third.
Well, we had him in for third. One you mentioned, I should say. I have him in for second, and Bosco's Quick. Horse ran a monster race last time, but he was the only pace in it last time, so I don't.
He went fast, and he ran a good final time.
Yeah, so you know, he's going the right way, so I put him in for third. So it's 2, 6, and 5 for me. And on to the 6, wide open fillies and mares going 7,500, going a mile and a 1/16th, and I went with a horse that's making its first start this year, which I don't normally do because the horses have been running. I really feel I have an advantage. But Lady Sasha, I think, is just too much for this field to handle. She was beaten up on the boys last year in the endurance races, which are always really salty races here at Hastings. So I just think she holds the class edge. The second spot, I put the now horse, Scopa. She's won 2 in a row. She won the 7,500 conditional, open 7,500. Now she comes back. Straight for 7,500 long again. Won the last one in the rain. Looks like it's going to be raining again, so there's lots of reasons to like Scopa. And in the third spot, I put a horse taking a drop that hasn't had the best of luck this year. She picks up Gonzalez, a guy I keep mentioning. I think he's going to have a good weekend. Vine Tiger, I have in for the third spot. So it's 9, 4, and 2 for me.
Yeah, I got the same 3 horses. I went to the 4, though, Scopa on top. Just not a great pick, but I think the 2, 4, and 9 are very interchangeable. But Scopa's, doing well at the distance. She's on a roll. You want to stick with those mares that are doing well and
get confidence, like Trelawney last week. Get some confidence.
When they get sharp and get on a roll, you got to stick with them. And once they get off a roll, then you just want to stay away from them because they usually stay off form. But she's in form right now. I'm going to go to her to win it. I put the 9, Lady Sasha. Respect Rob Van Overshot and his ability to get a horse ready to go a mile and 1/16th off a big layoff. But she showed a lot of talent last year, running in some tough races, as you mentioned, against the boys in those marathon events.
And Orchid Silver.
Yeah, no, nice horse, Lady Sasha. So I put her in for second and Vine Tiger for third. She's on the stretch out. She did win going long last year. Might be a little better sprinter, but this race has come out considerably easier than the Camino Random Highs race, so I think she'll appreciate the class relief as well. So I went 4, 9, and 2. On to the 7th race, $35,000 optional for sprinters, older horses.
Yeah.
Got a 6-pack going 6.5 furlong. I like the 5 horse Time Machine. Pretty impressed with his debut run here at Hastings. He was third behind Stormy Canuck and Devil in Disguise, a 3-year-old who went on to win a stake. Well, this horse battled on the head end through 22 flat, 44 and 4. And
pretty rare you see that around these parts.
That's right, and held well. That was his first run since August. He's come back to breeze beautifully. I've actually seen him breeze in the morning. He's a nice colt. Yeah. He could be stakes caliber sprinter, and but Time Machine, I think he's going to get the lead in here, and so I'm going to take him to win it. I put the 2, Storm and Proud Papa. He's in top form. Put him in for second, and the 6, Jump Up and Kiss Me. A little bit of a break in the weights with apprentice Marlo Dunn, and put him in for third as he does drop once again into this allowance condition out of stakes races. But I like Time Machine to win it. I went 5, 2, and 6.
I ended up with Stormy Canuck. He won a race just like this earlier on, beat Time Machine. Then he went long, and he's a horse always looks like he wants to go long, but it never really seems to be his game. He's back sprinting now. Amadeo Perez aboard. I think a lot of things are going his way, so I took Stormy Canuck in here. mind you, he's a horse that is tough to depend on. Every time I think he's going to win, he kind of lets you down.
Lemon on you.
Yeah, but I think he's been training well for this. You know, everything seems to be going his way. Short field, so he should be able to lay just off Time Machine and get first crack at him. I have Stormy Canuck on top. I put Stormy Proud Papa again, as you mentioned, kind of the now horse in here. Really cool old horse. Have him in the second spot, and I have Time Machine in the third spot. I think you want to kind of go a few deep in this race.
No, it's a good race. I mean, we're leaving out He Flies a Banner, a nice horse.
Briardy County.
Briardy County was sharp down in Phoenix. He
Yeah.
was like one of the top older horses there. He ran some big races. So yeah, it's a good field of 6. Should be a good race, and whoever kind of gets the clean trip probably win it.
Yeah, absolutely. So 3, 2, and 5 for me, and on to the nightcap. 3 and up, 7,500. Non-3 going 6.5.
Scratch the 8, Blood and Diamond.
Blood and Diamond is out of here. I went to the 1, Ice Rules. A horse that fits this condition perfectly. Kind of the now horse, right? Broke his maiden, come right back in the non-2, non-3. Now he's in a straight non-3, 7,500. I like Ice Rules. In second spot, I have probably your likely favorite, Vying for Glory, out of the Craig McPherson barn. The only thing that worries me about Vying for Glory, he's been entered and scratched, and he's been off a while. And
off a couple months now.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what's going on with him, but if he's right, he could be right there. I have him in second spot. And third spot, I have Little Brown Guy. Horse that ran some good races earlier on this year, did some decent horses, then jumped up in the 17.5 category, found that wasn't really for him. He goes back to Fernando Perez, who Fernando got a fair bit of run out of this horse earlier in the year when he was on him. So I have him in third spot. So it's 1, 4, and 3 for me.
Yeah, I see a lot of speed in here, Drew. I just see Ice Rules trying for position. I see the 2, Lookout Dubai, the 4, Vying for Glory, the 5, Cat Sacks, and even the 7 horse, Mr. Victorious, went wire to wire last. I just see a congested front end. I think it'll work out perfectly for the 6, Silver Ruler, who did win quite comfortably in a non-2-4. I know he's taking a step up, but I think he can handle the jump up, and he liked the slop a couple of weeks back, and I think you'll like it again. I think Silver Ruler gets a good pace scenario and might be tough to beat. I put the 1, Ice Rules, back-to-back wins in for third, or for second, pardon me. Might be trying to get 3 wins in a row. And I put Little Brown Guy in for third. I think he'll enjoy it. A good pace on in front of him. He tried to set the pace going long last time. He doesn't want to do that. He's a way better horse when held back and make a run, and I think that's what he'll get to do, and he'll get a hot pace to run at. So I went 6, 1, and 3. I'm going to hope the back runners do well in the Saturday finale. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday, June 23rd program. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of our selections for the Saturday program. And here we see my picks are up first. We'll start off in the first race. I went to the 3, Victorious Spirit. I went 3, 7, and 5. In the second race, I went to the 1, Prohibiting, 1, 3, and 2. Third race, number 6, Hornblower, 6, 1, and 2 in the third. In the fourth race, I went to the 8, Wander About You, 8, 3, and 5. In the fifth race, I went to the 8 again, a little bit of a price though, with Arrive, I went 8, 3, and 6. In the sixth race, I went to the 4, Scopa, 4, 9, and 2. In the seventh race, number 5, Time Machine, in a tough feature race, went 5, 2, and 6. And in the eighth race, went to the 6, Silver Ruler, hoping for a big hot pace. Hope the back runners come in. I went 6, 1, and 3.
And on to my picks, there we go. In the first race, I went to the second time starter, number 7, Private Sally Wilson, over the 5 and 3. The second race, I agree with Mike, the 1, Prohibiting, over the 2 and 7. In the third race, number 2, Queechy, over the 1 and 5. The fourth race, I'm with Mike again here, number 8, Wander About You, with the 5 and 1. The fifth race, number 2, Can't Wait Forever, over the 6 and 5. In the sixth race, number 9, Lady Sasha, with the 4 and 2. In the seventh race, number 3, Stormy Canuck, with the 2 and 5. And in the nightcap, I went with the 1, Ice Rules, over the 4 and 3.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us here on Handicappers Corner. Hopefully we've gotten you a few nice little nuggets and maybe get you winning some money on the Saturday program. Should be lots of fun. Good luck with all of your wagers on Saturday, and look forward to seeing you here again next time here on Handicappers Corner at the Derby Bar and Grill.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do, this guy.